The walls are indeed closing in on Hillary Clinton. In this video, we're going to take a look at the latest bombshell to come from the Durham investigation. We're going to see how virtually all pundits are admitting that the Clinton campaign is becoming increasingly desperate in the face of impending indictments. And stick to the very end of this video when I'll reveal why Hillary herself may indeed have justice coming her way. You are not you don't want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you as always. I am your daily fake news antidote, so come on in to your Patriot Professor's Den, where I help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Before we begin, as many of you know, we have been experiencing some issues behind the scenes of this channel, and many of you have been so kind as to ask how you can help support me in the midst of that. And perhaps the single best way to help support this channel during this time is to click on the link below and sign up with our Change America program. Change America is a program that rounds off your purchases to the nearest dollar, and with that spare change, you can support this channel and other organizations that are dedicated to defending and promoting our values of faith, family, and freedom, those values that we care most deeply about. It's an absolutely wonderful program where you can make such a difference just by purchasing your daily cup of coffee. It's so cool. So make sure to click on that link below to sign up or learn more about our Change America initiative. And I cannot thank you enough for your support of me and this channel during this time. All right, gangs, let's dive right in here. One of my favorite tweets that came out after the Elon Musk takeover, you're going to love this one. It was in response to the ultra-leftist Rob Reiner, meathead from All in the Family, who just tweeted out yesterday, now that Elon Musk is buying Twitter, the question for all of us is, will he allow a criminal use this platform to lie and spread disinformation to try to overthrow the U.S. government to return and continue his criminal activity? And if he does, how do we combat it? And here's the golden response from John Rich over at Redneck Riviera. Calm down, Rob. I'm sure he'll let Hillary stay on. My friends, this is what's called sheer brilliance. That's John Rich. God bless him. And yeah, I think one of the most amazing things that promises to happen as a result of Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter and its restoration as a free speech platform is, first, we're going to find a lot more out about Hunter Biden. And we're going to deal with that in tomorrow's video. There's a lot of stuff coming out on that. And perhaps even more importantly, just in terms of a sense of just retribution, Hillary and the Russian collusion hoax that cost taxpayers tens of millions of wasted dollars in a complete wild goose chase led by bumbling Bob Mueller. It does appear that the walls are indeed closing in on Hillary. The Epoch Times is reporting that a special counsel, John Durham, has issued trial subpoenas for Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign, the Democratic National Committee, Fusion GPS, which is the opposition research wing that helped them put together the fraudulent Russian dossier on Trump, and the law firm Perkins Coie. And this latest move involves requiring all the parties to turn over documents pertaining to their activities back during the 2016 campaign, which they have thus far refused to turn over. The Washington Times is reporting that Durham has revealed that employees at Fusion GPS did indeed knowingly send hundreds of emails to journalists detailing unverified allegations against Donald Trump with the express purpose of triggering negative news stories to both hamper his campaign and then, when he won, to thwart the legitimacy of his presidency. Now, what's hilarious here is that Hillary Clinton campaign officials, they've been maintaining what we call attorney-client privilege when it comes to their interaction with Fusion GPS. I mean, that's right. I mean, the Clinton campaign, as well as the DNC, they're all arguing before the courts that Fusion was not retained to do opposition research, but to, quote, support Perkins Coie's legal advice to the Democrats. And therefore, all the documents are covered under attorney-client privilege. So it's being recognized by many pundits as a desperate move on the Clinton campaign's part to hide their illicit activities behind the veneer of a law office under cover of attorney-client privilege. But here's the problem. You're going to absolutely love this. Back in September of last year, Clinton lawyer Michael Sussman, who was a partner at Perkins Coie, was indicted by Durham on the charge of lying to the FBI back in 2016. And one of the texts that Durham made public that shows Sussman supposedly lying is a text he sent to the FBI general counsel claiming that he was not working on behalf of any client when he presented to him anti-Trump research. The email is from September 18, 2016, and it reads, quote, Jim, that's the FBI general counsel he's texting, Jim, it's Michael Sussman. I have something time-sensitive and sensitive I need to discuss. Do you have availability for a short meeting tomorrow? I'm coming on my own, not on behalf of a client or company. Want to help the Bureau? Thanks. Now, in his written report, Durham responded to the text saying, quote, the defendant, that's Sussman, lied in that meeting, falsely stating to the general counsel that he was not providing the allegations to the FBI on behalf of any client, when in fact the defendant had assembled and conveyed the allegations to the FBI on behalf of at least 2 specific clients. So for Durham, this is ironclad proof that Sussman lied. But what's so funny in all of this is that the Clinton lawyers, by invoking attorney-client privilege, have now found themselves in a kind of catch-22, as Durham himself notes. In addressing the attorney-client privilege defense, Durham notes that, quote, purported privilege holders who have intervened to do so in a case in which the defendant, that's Sussman, has denied representing any client when he brought the Russian bank, that's the false Trump allegations, to the FBI. So as it turns out, the appeal to privilege here is actually entrapping Sussman. In order for that appeal to work, Sussman's own law firm would be openly admitting that he lied. He did have the meeting with the FBI on behalf of clients that they're now trying to protect under the attorney-client privilege. So it's brilliant on Durham's part. In other words, why even go through a trial since Sussman's own law firm, in effect, admits he lied? But it gets worse. Durham went on to say, quote, if rendering such legal advice was truly the intended purpose of Fusion GPS's retention, one would also expect the investigative firm to seek permission and or guidance from Hillary for America or its counsel before sharing derogatory materials with the media or otherwise placing them into the public domain. In other words, as a legal entity retained by the Hillary campaign, obviously Fusion would be getting permission or guidance before disseminating the false allegations against Trump to the media, right? Makes sense. So as evidence for this claim, this is so glorious, Durham has just revealed, as we heard earlier, that he has hundreds, literally hundreds of emails between Fusion GPS and lamestream media reporters. We're talking ABC News, New York Times, Slate, all the who's who of leftist print propaganda. And as Durham notes in his filing, not a single one of those emails, not one that are knowingly disseminating false information, not a single one had any lawyer copied to the email, which proves that the relationship with the Clinton campaign had nothing to do with legal advice. And even if there were some type of privilege relationship between the two, that privilege would be automatically waived the very moment Fusion GPS distributed the information to the press for public dissemination. I mean, this is bombshell stuff. Durham is doing his job, man. And it really looks like Durham is closing in on Hillary and her surrogates. Former Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe, in an interview over the weekend, summed up what we're basically seeing here. Quote, this was a coordinated effort by Hillary Clinton campaign officials, by executives who were working with them, lawyers who work for the campaign, all attempting to defraud the federal government. Defrauding the government is a felony. Making false statements to federal investigators is a felony. And when multiple people do it together, I think that is a conspiracy, and I think that's what's being revealed in John Durham's filings. If multiple lawyers from a law firm are attempting to defraud the government or lie to the government, not just commit a campaign dirty trick, but to peddle a false narrative to mislead investigators, an entire law firm like Perkins Coie could be subject to indictment. So as far as Ratcliffe is concerned, we may be seeing indictment of an entire law firm in all this. And if that's the case, the hope, of course, is that Hillary herself won't be far behind. Now, before you go, you'll definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on how the woke left is in absolute shock after losing Twitter. I promise you it'll be the most fun you've had in quite a while. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure to click on that link, and I will see you over there. God bless.